Tuesday, July 21st, 2026 meeting of the Southington Planning and Zoning Commission. I call the meeting to order. With that, Dave, can you please call the roll?
Sure. Alternate Commissioner Scott. Alternate Commissioner Fode. Here. Alternate Commissioner Caird.
Here.
Alternate Commissioner Bougie.
Here.
Commissioner McGuire.
Here.
Commissioner Locke.
Here.
Commissioner Coles.
Present.
Commissioner Goodrich. Vice Chair Chaplinsky.
Here.
And Chair Walowski.
Walowski's here. I have heard from Commissioners Goodrich and Scott. They will not be here. With that stated, I'm going to seat alternate Commissioner Zach Fode in place of Rob Britton. With that, we have a quorum. Can we please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Could everyone please remain standing for a moment of silent reflection? Thank you. Please be seated. I'd like to start the meeting by reading a letter from Commissioner Britton. I, Robert Britton, submit this letter as a formal resignation from the Planning and Zoning Commission effective upon the successful appointment to the Board of Finance by the Town Council. It has been an honor to serve our community on the Planning and Zoning Commission. I am grateful for the opportunity to contribute to thoughtful land use planning and responsible development in Southington. Following my appointment to the Board of Finance, and in the interest of dedicating the appropriate time and attention to the new fiscal oversight role, I believe it is important to step down from Planning and Zoning Commission. It has been a privilege to serve our community alongside the Commission. I am deeply grateful for the bipartisanship, congeniality, and genuine friendship shown to me by fellow commissioners over the past few years. Those qualities made our work both productive and rewarding. I wish the Commission every continued success and remain happy to assist in any way that supports a smooth transition. So with that, we have a vacancy. So at this time, I'm going to call on Vice Chair Chaplinsky for a nomination to fill the seat vacated by Commissioner Britton.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I will nominate Mr. Dennis Bougie to my left here to fill the vacant seat left by Rob Britton.
Do I have a second? Commissioner Fode? Dave, can you please call the roll?
Sure. Commissioner Fode.
Yes.
Commissioner Coles.
Yes.
Commissioner Locke.
Yes.
Commissioner McGuire.
Yes.
Vice Chair Chaplinsky.
Yes.
And Chair Walowski.
Walowski's a yes. With that, congratulations,
Thank you.
Commissioner Bougie. With that, I'd like to unseat Commissioner Fode and seat Commissioner Bougie.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, Chairman's comments. I'm going to read the meeting rules and guidelines. Good evening and welcome to tonight's meeting of the Southington Planning and Zoning Commission. My name is Steve Walowski. I am the chair of the commission and would like to take a few moments to explain the meeting format. Aside from administrative items, tonight's meeting is comprised of two parts, the public hearing and a business meeting. During the public hearing, the applicant will present the application to us in detail, which will allow the commission members and the public the opportunity to better understand what is being proposed. The commission members may ask questions during the presentation if needed. Then we will ask members of the public who support or oppose the application to speak. If you wish to speak, please raise your hand and wait to be recognized by the chair. Once recognized, come forward to the podium and state your name and address for the record. Please address all comments directly to the chair and not to the applicant or to other members of the public. Please be advised that this is your opportunity to ask questions and to make comments on the application, because once the public hearing is closed, no additional testimony from the public or the applicant will be permitted. It is important to maintain order and decorum at all times during the meeting. You will have 3 minutes to state your views, and you must stay on topic. After everyone has a full opportunity to speak, all questions have been answered and all information has been received, we will decide whether it is appropriate to close the hearing. We will not consider voting on the application until the business meeting. During the business meeting, we will deliberate on the applications submitted to the commission and decide how to act on them. The commission may approve the application as submitted, approve it with stipulations, conditions, or modifications, table actions for a future meeting, or in some cases, deny the application. 4 affirmative votes of the commission are generally required to approve any application. If you have to leave the meeting before a decision is rendered, you may call the planning department tomorrow afternoon to get the results of tonight's meeting. Yes, all right.
Seat one more.
I'm going to seat Zach for Commissioner Goodrich. Thank you. All right, so with that, let's open the public hearings. Item A, Lovely Development, Inc., petition to change the zoning boundary district from R2025 zone to Arch Z, property located at 310 Buckland Street. This is ZZC 587. Floor is yours.
Mr. Chairman, Commission members, my name is Seth Bovino, planner with Cresser Jones and Associates, representing the applicant, Lovely Development. The subject property is located at 310 Buckland Street, and on the screen here we have an overall map with the overall layout. We were not able to upload the color rendering, but you have it on your screen, I hope. For orientation purpose, this is Buckland Street. North is up on the map. The property is basically this area here. And there's a power line easement that runs through it on the north side. The subject property is served by public water and sewer. The land area is 3.39 acres. It is zone R2025. The request is for a zone change to allow this property to be developed for an age-restricted community, Arch Z. The Arch Z is a floating zone that can be applied to R12, R2025, and R40 zones. The purposes of an Arch zone are: 1, to increase the types of housing with emphasis on private developed common interest communities for seniors and empty nesters. 2, to protect natural resources and to provide green space. 3, to provide the flexibility in design. The process is first to apply for a zone change and conceptual site plan, which you have in front of you tonight. After the approval of this application, one more step is necessary. It is required to apply for a special permit and a final site plan for your approval. This means an additional step, an additional public hearing, notifications to neighbors within 500 feet. The zoning requirements for an Arch zone are minimum 3 acres. We provide 3.39. Impervious allowed to be built on is 50%. We propose 26.3%. The minimum frontage is 75 feet. We provide over 200 feet of frontage. The minimum green space is 20%. We provide 20%, which does not include the 20-foot buffer that surrounds the property. This is about 600 feet of 20-foot green space, which will be part of the community. This proposed development is for 4 ranch-style duplexes and 1 single family. 10% of the units are dedicated to workforce housing. The square footage for the single family is 1,364 square feet. The duplexes, each unit is 1,125 square feet. The proposed layout meet all the zoning requirements. We have a fence proposed at the ends on both sides of the access road with a project sign in the front and landscaped area next to the sign at this location here. Each unit will be landscaped. An example of the landscaping is shown on the upper left corner of the map, sheet P1. We propose 2 parking spots for visitor parking in this area here. The lighting will be, the maximum height of the light posts are 12 feet, and will be LED lighting with full cutoff fixtures. The road is designed as a cul-de-sac, and it is allowed wide enough, and the cul-de-sac is designed in such a way to allow emergency vehicles to access the site safely. The units, architectural plans were provided with the application. We have copies here, which I'll pass around for your view. The property is surrounded by residential homes to the east, south, and west. There's a bagel shop across the street here, and there's a storage yard on the north side. It's an industrial type of use, but the zone is a residential. The traffic generated is very minimal. We expect to be 4 trips on each of the peak hours, morning and afternoon. We provided a meets and bounds descriptions of the property. We received comments from town staff. We responded in writing and revised the maps accordingly. We believe that this proposal is a good fit for the location. It will not require the town to maintain the road or utilities. No children in the school system. We respect, therefore, that the commission consider approving this application to zone change to Arch, and also approve the preliminary site plan. I have the plans here I can pass around, and also the fact sheet in terms of comparison from a typical residential subdivision to this.
I can just pass them down. Got it.
When you take into account the buffer, the green space that's specifically dedicated to this community and the rest of the property, only less than an acre will be developed. When you count the units themselves, the roadway, that total impervious area is less than 1 acre. At this time, if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
All right, thank you. At this time, I'll open it up to members of the commission with any questions. Vice Chair Chaplinsky?
Yeah, thanks, Seb, for the presentation. Just a couple things. I see the rendering here. I think that's the single-family house. I'm waiting for the papers, but these all have garages on them, and if they're, are they 1 car, 2, or is it 1 car per duplex?
I believe there's.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and fellow commissioners. Mark Lovely, President of Lovely Development with offices at 710 Main Street. The single-family home, which is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, has a 2-car garage. The duplexes, each unit being 1,125 square feet, has 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, and a 1-car garage. The single-family 2-car garage has 2-car parking in front of it, and the way we did these with the duplexes, we have the inside parking and then 1 in front of it plus the overflow. Reason pretty much for looking at doing the 2-bedroom, 1-bathrooms, we do have a lot of seniors that are in the market that are single, either one passed away or one didn't, and that's the reasons for doing the smaller units on this parcel.
Okay. And just to follow up, how many cars can fit in these driveways here, just with the duplexes?
The duplexes, you can fit 1 in each one. I'm doing another of this project right now in Watertown, and we did widen the driveways a little bit to be able to fit 2 in the driveway. So if that's something the commission wanted, we could change that for the site plan as well. We did that up there.
Yeah, I'm just thinking with some of the other applications, we've had some parking questions and little things that we thought might be, improvements to it. So, that being said, having the 2 extra overflow spaces obviously helps, but 3 total extra cars, if somebody has a party or something like that, could easily take up, all those spots, and, it's really not fair to the other folks who.
Definitely. We actually did that at like I say, in Watertown. We got approval for this same exact type of development there, and that's what we did to satisfy the commission there, is make a double driveway in the front.
Got it.
I think actually that rendering, color rendering actually has that on there.
Yeah,
'Cause that's
okay.
from- yeah,
Got it. Okay. No, thanks, Mark. I
no
appreciate it.
problem.
You all set? Anyone else from the commission? Let's go, Caleb. Don't
Good
let me
evening.
down.
Thank you. Age-restricted cluster housing, can you, just for the benefit of everybody here and myself, explain to us what the age restricted is, the age part of that?
Yes, average age, can only be 55 and up. There could be no children under 18 years old that would be in the school system in Sulington. If you ask me, I mean, as we know, I've done probably just in Sulington 4 of these developments already. We're doing the one over on Lazy Lane, and the average age I'm seeing these is right around the 70s, mid-70s, low 70s to 80s is most of the buyers for these. Every once in a while, we will get one in the 60s, but most of them are that age range.
The properties in association?
Yes, Properties Association, water, sewer, roads, and everything are maintained by the association, not by the town.
And is there sidewalks that go through the cul-de-sac?
There's not cul-de-sac, on these, the other ones that we did in Sulington, which is Kings Ridge and those, we have not done sidewalks. The plan was if we wanted to put them on the front of the road, we could always do that for walking, but there's no sidewalks for each side going either way.
Is there a sidewalk that exists on Buckland Street?
No, there's not on that side.
So would we need a sidewalk exemption for this, or would we require?
Mr. Chair, that's more site plan.
Site plan, yeah. I was
Oh,
just gonna
I'm
say-
sorry. Apologize for
No
that.
problem, that's all I was
Thank
just
you.
gonna say.
Yeah, and then last question, the 10% of for affordable housing.
Yes,
What that puts us at, one of the units?
that would put us at one of the units, exactly, yep.
All right, those are my questions. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Commissioner. Anyone else with a question?
I have a question.
Commissioner Bougie?
So what's the enforcement in the condo association if there is a younger couple?
What happens is, it's in the documents that we file on the land records that people have to sign a documentation saying that they've got those and read those and understand those. They have to actually have those for 15 days before they can sign a contract. And that's actually in your town regulations that a child under 18 years old cannot be allowed in the home.
Perfect.
And it is in the condo docs too.
Thank you.
It's filed on the land records.
Good?
Yep.
Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, I just had a quick question slash, basically, this parcel can be developed one way or another. You're choosing to go this route and ask for a zone change. If you weren't looking for RC, what could you
We would actually.
have done on that property?
We would actually do 3 residential units, which would have a small little mini cul-de-sac, which would be a town road that the town would have to maintain. Average with 3 houses, taxes are only about $36,000 if you look on the sheet that I provided. And with these, the taxes are gonna be close to about $67,000. 0 kids in the school system with this type of product, and with an average of 3 homes with a little over 1.5 child in the school system per home, you're looking at about $89,000 in schooling per year if you did the 3 lots.
All right. You know, additionally, senior housing is at a premium here in town.
It is, and I've gotten zone changes so far in 5 different towns, and we've done them we just did it in Berlin, Watertown, Plainville, Sulington, Farmington, because I actually wrote the ARCH regulations. And a lot of the towns that we've did them and love it because it's almost like an industrial where not a lot of services and it's taxes to the town, which helps out a lot.
All right, terrific. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a follow, are you done? I have a follow-up question on that,
Follow up.
on what you asked.
Go ahead.
So if you were to just use as zoned originally or right now, you would, if you wanted to put the 3 houses in, you'd have to do a subdivision application?
Yes, yeah, but it would be as of right. We wouldn't have to have a public hearing because it's as of right.
Gotcha. Okay, that was my question. Thank you. Thank you for the information.
All right. All right. Commissioners are all set? All right. With that, I'm going to move to the public. I'm going to move to the public. All right. We've been on a break for a little while, so I'm just, at this time, is there anyone here that wishes to speak in favor of this application? Okay. Yes? Please come to the podium and state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is John Bossy. I'm a resident at 265 Buckland Street, just up the street. For the reasons that the developer stated, I think this is a good use of this piece of land, and I'm supportive of the project for that reason.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, seeing none, is there anyone here who wishes to speak in opposition to this application? Please.
How you doing? I'm Tommy Angelillo. My great-grandfather,
Your address, please, sir?
700 Old Turnpike Road.
Thank you.
He was the first Italian to settle in Southington. And this is why Southington is predominantly Italian. Now, my property on 700 goes to Brunelli's property. I inherited property from my Uncle Eddie, which is 2.5 acres, part of that property, which was officially contaminated and still is contaminated. I have documentation of all the original plans of whatever. To propose building a property on contaminated land is ridiculous. It's unacceptable. And to put it in a residential area is it's just not, it's not a proper, it's just not, logistically, I don't know how to put it, but you guys, didn't fully look into the details of what's going on, but it's gonna intrude on my property. So, and everybody else's that lives in the vicinity, it's gonna intrude on their privacy and what we love about Southington. We love our, we love Southington. So, I have documentations over here, whatever you want to look at.
All right, well, the applicant will have a chance to address your concerns. But again, we're referring to a zone change here. We're not talking about any
No.
site plans or anything like that at this point.
I disagree with the zone change.
All right, thank you,
All
sir.
right, thank you.
Anyone else?
Good evening. Robert Medica. I live at 690 Old Turnpike, which would be kind of over the hill of this proposed area. I'm definitely a proponent of leaving the open space, open land. We spend a lot of time in the backyard and on our deck, and I'd rather not see the rooftops. I'd rather just keep it as trees and, let the wildlife do their thing back there. But it's a nice, quiet area, and I'd prefer to see it that way and keep it that way. And that's my comment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yes.
My name is Melinda Santana. I live at 235 Mulberry Street, which is a corner property right there on the map. My family has owned that property since the late 80s. We are a generation of living in that home and passing on to our generations. My whole childhood, I grew up there. It's always been woods. We used to frolic through there. We used to watch the nature. I see animals all day long, from bears to coyotes to groundhogs. deers. There's animals that live in those woods and they should not be disturbed. Just having someone behind our property, you know, we have a nice yard, it's quiet. It's bad enough that we have to deal with the street, we have to deal with all these people driving up and down the road with their loud cars and all their problems. To then have to, you know, we go back to our backyards, we like to relax in our backyards and have the peace. We're not gonna have that peace. And it's also not safe because we don't have no sidewalks on Buckland. When my child went to JFK, they had to walk Buckland, no sidewalks. Adding more traffic in that area is not good at all. So I am completely against this. And again, we are a generation that we have been on 235 Mulberry Street since the 80s. It went from Marshall to Santana, and we have been in that property ever since. We want our peace. I respect what they're developing, I get it, but not in this area. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dave Bonacore, 219 Mulberry Street. I oppose of this. Like she was saying about our peace in our backyard, I'm gonna have somebody 24 feet from their deck to my fence line. I have a raised ranch, my deck is up high. Right now it's nice woods, and we're gonna be looking at people. They're gonna put 4 trees, that's not gonna block nothing for us or the new people. And with the green space, how much green space you said you're gonna have?
And where is it?
Not enough green space. There's not enough green.
Please
space.
direct your comments up here,
There's
please.
not gonna be enough green space either. But, I oppose.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Can we ask questions?
You can ask them through here. You can ask your questions, and I'm sure that the developer is writing them down.
Because I am a little curious about the green.
Please
space.
state your name and address for the
sorry.
record.
I'm Rebecca Bonacore, I'm at 219 Mulberry Street also.
Okay.
Because last I had seen through the engineers, it was asked because they didn't have the green space. And I'm a little confused on the plans also because the plans that we were all shown, it was 34.5 feet. Now he's saying it's 24 feet. So we're all being told all different information here.
What I can answer right now is that this is a conceptual plan. If the zone change is granted, they will have to submit a formal site plan in which every dimension is written in stone. That's what they have to abide by. So right now, they're trying to show us what the development could look like, but it's not what it has to look like.
Even with the property, I mean, from what I see, the grayed out area on the top of the map, I believe that's all the power lines, isn't it?
I believe so.
Which I didn't think that was that was for sale in the property that was for sale either.
I will let the
Would mean
the
that
owner
it's-
address that when you're done with when we're done with the public.
I'm a little, like I said, from what we went to go see, I mean, we're looking at it, they literally are gonna be 24 feet from my fence. We're in a raised ranch. At least if there's 3 houses there, these houses are gonna want backyards also. We're not gonna actually have somebody throw a ball and be nervous that we're gonna hit these people on their deck in case it went over the fence. I mean, I'm sorry, yes, we went over our fence, but it does happen.
What I can say is that the setbacks are in the regulations, and if that's the distance away from your property or your home, then that's what the zoning regulations require. So if they're proposing a development that meets those standards, we have no choice but to approve
We
it.
don't have to change the zone either, because it's not zoned for that, right?
Thank you. Anyone else? Don't be shy.
Hi, my name is Karen Renihan. I'm at 227 Mulberry Street, which is right in back of that. I have one word, no.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, I get nervous talking in front of people. Catherine Shields, 726 Old Turnpike Road.
726?
Yes. And mine kind of, I guess, abuts somebody's doing from what the form said. I honestly, I would prefer not to. It doesn't sound like if he buys it, it kind of sounds like we're not gonna have a choice, either houses or that. Some of my concerns is one, my property's right there. If somebody trespasses onto mine, gets hurt, because it is wildlife, there is wildlife back there, bears, deer, and unfortunately, yes, coyotes, that's why my cats stay inside. There's holes, there's all this stuff, they step on my property, I'm the one who's gonna be sued. I can't monitor it, I cannot afford a fence, I'm paycheck to paycheck here. So now I have to worry about being sued. And yes, my father's 80, and yes, he would walk his little dog back there, and yes, I assure you, he'd probably trip and fall. He's not allowed to walk back there. Also, from what I understand, and I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses with me, some of the things that you guys are also reviewing, which kind of confuses me, even with like houses or that back there, is we have wildlife, and the POCD, I think is the phrase here, you're looking to preserve connected nature corridors. So a high-density zone change of an interior, something like this, is going to affect the wildlife back there. And believe me, we see these, I have to, certain times of the year, I have to make sure the deer aren't there so my dog doesn't go running off the deer. And second of all, the core vision of Southington's POCD is to maintain the integrity of existing residential zones, upzoning and landlocked low-density. Our 2025 parcel to high-density multifamily housing goes completely against the plan's pledge to protect establishing single-family neighborhoods. So I'm kind of confused how Mr. Lovely here wants to do that, but the POCD thing, you're looking for things not to happen. We have so many houses now, it's like, this is not like a town anymore. And the stop sign at the end of Old Turnpike and the one that's that way more near Buckland, they may say only 4 cars. I assure you it's gonna be more. It's bad enough now. I work from home 2 days a week and I can hear people screeching their brakes. I'm there, nobody knows how to stop. Granted, yes, people need to learn how to drive better, understand what a stop sign is, but still, it's gonna cause more traffic and more issues. So those are my concerns. But again, I think he's gonna get what he wants anyway. It seems like he has in the past. It wouldn't surprise me. I'm worried about trespassing on my property, more traffic there, the wildlife that's back there, because I do see it every day, especially twice a year. And we already have people on Facebook crying and whining, oh, there's a bear on my property, the town's gotta do something. Well, stop developing where they can go and live their life. And it just feels like we're pushing them out. And, you know, you want to build something like this, there's probably space on the other side of town maybe that you can all look at or something. I don't know, but it's just getting too, I don't know, center Waterbury-like. You know, if I wanted to live like that, I'd move to Waterbury and probably pay less. But I like Southington. And this property has been, yes, in my family, same with Tom D'Angelo, for many, many years.
I'm gonna need you to wrap it up, ma'am.
So I do respect it, and I just disagree with it, and I hope you guys understand, and really, it would be best to just keep it as a wildlife area. Thank you.
Noted. Thank you. All right, please. Anyone else?
Good evening, Xavier Villasis, 17 Old Turnpike Road. We live in the hill. We are from Ecuadorian. We became here until 25 years ago. I like the naturals. I like the animals. See, in my property, I see a lot of the animals, but it's nice proposal. But you know what? I want to the better life for my kids, see the natural like this. I don't like that, the idea.
Thank you. Anyone else?
My name is Mary Peterman, 71 Wilbur Street, Plantsville, and I am choosing to speak in opposition to the proposed zoning change. I get very nervous, so I apologize for that ahead of time. When I got the letter and I saw ARCH, I had no idea what that means. I'm a layperson, I had no idea. So I did some research. And I'm not an expert on the laws and procedures regarding this process, but I am an expert on my neighborhood. And I've testified before this commission about a recent proposal for affordable housing complex that's due to be built 2 blocks away from my house. And we all know how that went at South Main Street. It didn't go very well. And now I have this. I am done. I have a property next to mine that's undergone 2 foreclosures in the past 5 years, and it stands with pre-siding house wrap paper flapping in the wind. I have a blight house in my backyard, and I'm now paying monthly to keep the rodents out of my property. And now there's this. Why here? There are so many other properties available in Southington. Why Plantsville, where there are resources for seniors or people who qualify for, I don't know if it's affordable or workforce housing, I don't know the proper phrase, where they can access services with a higher degree of ease, especially in downtown Southington. Why would I need to have 2 affordable housing units, one within 500 feet of me and one 2 blocks away? I don't know if there's anyone else in this town that's undergoing this, but I just can't. I only had 2 weeks' notice of this. Given more time, I would have initiated a petition in opposition. This is the best I can do. This is entirely out of scale with the single-family nature of our neighborhood. It will definitely be out of character for the area. From the limited knowledge I have, the parking appears to be off. Seniors will have family, home health care workers, Meals on Wheels, and I see only 2 visitor parking places. Given what I've already stated, this would not be in any way an asset to increasing property values. The way I see it, this is 3 strikes against me, and I have the home run here. I know there's new legislation and lessening the control that towns have over zoning. I'm hoping this is not in that scope, and we still have a chance to keep the town's level of control. We do welcome single-family housing developments that match the low-density housing that presently is available and do not make our village of Plantsville an eyesore, further lessening our property values. Mr. Lovely builds beautiful single-family homes, and we welcome that without a zoning change needed. And I did notice there was one person speaking in support tonight. The only other letter of support on file was written by a person who owns property across the street from the property of the proposed development, but he doesn't live there. It's a rental property, 2 pieces of rental property, and he won't be impacted daily as what this will do for us if this change is allowed to occur. So I'm totally in opposition to this, the zoning change completely. Thank you.
Thank you. Please, decorum, please. Anyone else? Last chance. All right, seeing none. Does anyone see a reason to keep this public hearing open?
Mr. Chairman, let's just get a...
Okay, Mark, you got to deal with some questions?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. I'll answer some of the questions that some of the neighbors had so that we can satisfy that. Tom Angelo's comment on the environmental, we did talk to an environmental engineer, and it's more on the, which would be the easterly side of Old Turnpike Road. It doesn't come down this far with groundwater or anything, but our plan is if we do get a zone change or the arch zone voted on, we will do a phase 1, because we always do one anyway before we do the site plan approval, to submit that to the town and submit that to our banks afterwards, because we just won't buy anything until we do. 690 Old Turnpike Road, there's a question on the buffer. With this development here, we will have at least a 20-foot buffer. The plan is to keep those trees within that buffer zone, but if we have, when we see the plantings that are on this, is to plant some other trees which will grow together in case this, anybody has encroached in this property. Just almost like I met Dave up at one of our other projects, and a neighbor had over encroached almost 30 feet on there. And we did do some fencing and stuff there as well because of that fact, where that neighbor had already cut on the lawn. This goes into 235, 219, also with the question on the buffer zone. If we did do 3 houses there, the lots would get cut right to the property line with no buffer zone, because we would want to maximize the size of those yards. So there would be no buffer zone at all. There's none required with the subdivision plan. So they can guarantee there would be nothing between the houses and them. And that buffer zone, my plan is to take and put that in, and when I always do with these developments, to make that a conservation easement so the association can never cut that, and it stays natural all the time. There was, I think a lot of them was parking was one of them also, and the fact that we can add those spaces in front of the units like we talked about earlier, which we would put on the site plan when we came approval for that, if we did get approval for it. There's a question on wildlife. As a lot of the commissioners know, in Sulington, with the developing I've done, I've created 200 acres of open space with the open space subdivisions we can do. With this, you will have a buffer of trees around it. There's a question too, as far as that aspect, the area underneath the power lines is owned by this property, and that will be all conservation easement and will not be touched, and that'll all stay natural as well, including the 20 feet around the property in the center. So that will not be touched. It will be kept in its natural state. Let me just look. Also, with the fact of this, this type of development, these are catered to single people, not so much duplexes. Now, definitely will you have family that will visit or care people that will visit. But in the past, when I have done these developments, when there was more these type of units and there was, the traffic was actually less with this style than a regular subdivision that had kids that were driving age and things like that. In the past when we did these studies too. And I think that pretty much gets to it, most of the comments that I wrote down.
All right, thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
I'd like to just take a second and address the gentleman that referred to open space. It's a nice thought, but the property's privately owned. It hasn't been offered to the town, so that's not really a realistic option. So thank you, though. Mark addressed the power line issue. All right, so
Can I ask a couple follow-up questions to Mark?
go ahead.
Thanks. So just kind of collecting some of the things that were addressed here. What's the, and I try to pull it up, and I apologize. What's the elevations on this? I tried to get a topographic map on my GIS, and it didn't work.
It's not totally flat, but it actually slopes up a little bit in the back, so it's not a lot of slope to the property, so there's not a lot of grading that's gonna be involved. There's no really fill coming in or no fill coming out. Seb is here too, he can look at the grading plan as well, but there was not a lot of grade to the property.
So yeah, so the direction of the question I'm going is, we had some comments about some folks that live around the property that were concerned that they're gonna be looking up at a building.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, as Seb's looking up to this, let me kind of move into my second part of the question. So these look like to be all single-story houses?
They're all single-story houses with only 8-foot high floor for the floors, so they're not gonna be higher built, like 10 feet or 12-foot floors.
Okay, and I know this is conjecture, and we're not there. You gave us proposal for this arch development. If you were to give us a proposal for single-family development in a community there, or in a public street, typically, from your experience as a builder, would you build those as ranches, or would you build them as colonials?
No, they would be larger colonials, probably 2,500 square foot to probably close to 3,000.
So that leads me to my last question. It's a daisy chain. So if that was the case, those single-family units, single-family buildings, you did mention that there wouldn't be a green space, what was the term? I'm sorry.
Buffer.
Buffer zone,
Thank you,
yes.
buffer. There wouldn't be a buffer there. However, there is going to be a setback.
There is going to be a setback, which we will submit, but what happens is these with the setback, you'll have the same setback, which would be the side yards and rear yards that we would use that fit in with this development as well. Difference is those homes would be 2.5 stories tall instead of 1.5, and you would end up having no buffer zone because you can cut right to the building line.
Okay. And so the setback for these structures would be the same as the setback for the larger structures?
100% correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Those are my questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right. Anyone else? Questions for the developer?
I have one.
Go ahead. Dennis?
So seeing towards the power line, you're gonna
Yes.
leave that the way it is. Would it be possible to extend the buffer out a little bit more?
We actually have a plan to bring the buffer into between the units, on the upper, which would be the eastern side, and around the cul-de-sac too. So we can actually make that buffer, and make the buffer all the way around the whole development as well. That's what our thought was when we did the design, because I'd like to put conservation easement on that, so that no association after I'm gone can go in and start cutting that.
Gotcha.
By the way, there's an existing tree line along the Brunelli property. I didn't count that in my calculations, but it's going to be there.
It's still gonna be there.
The entire depth of the property from here to here is wooded area along the buffer there, along the property line.
So I have one more question. If we were to approve it, I think it's more for David, could we approve it with a wider buffer?
Not in this meeting.
Not in this meeting, okay.
That would actually be for the site plan approval,
All
which
right.
we can show that if that's something when we're doing our design for that, definitely.
All right, well, that's where I was going with that.
Just like we do with the driveways, that we take all the comments that you guys have and incorporate them into that.
Perfect. So
Yep.
obviously, this is a conceptual plan, so it's not set in stone.
Yep.
Perfect, all right.
Exactly.
Thank you.
All right, everyone good? Anyone see a reason to keep this public hearing open? Seeing none, public hearing is closed. Sir, you're out of order. The public hearing is closed. Item B, adoption of the 2026 Plan of Conservation and Development, POCD, and supplemental open space plan. Dave?
I think Todd was gonna jump in.
Yeah, do you want me, yeah, I can make
All
a
right.
couple comments about it. So, just as a heads up, this is really the final step for the 2026 Plan of Conservation and Development and Supplemental Open Space Plan. This process really earnestly began in March of 2025-ish. We had a couple small hiccups in the road, but worked through them throughout 2025. Got a nice plan, worked with our consultant SLR. Effectively, they put a draft plan together. We reviewed it many times. The plan was subsequently granted original approval from the Planning and Zoning Commission to pass it to the Town Council. The Town Council passed it at their level, and then it subsequently moved to the Council Region of Governments. Yeah, and they've had no feedback about any issues within it or any type of discrepancy. So, long story short, this is now moved back to the Planning and Zoning Commission for final adoption.
Does anyone have any questions of the chairman of that POCD commission?
Yeah, do we still have any say in what's going on, or what's the final?
Sir.
decision?
I haven't opened it up to the public yet, sir.
You're not public.
We operate under rules of decorum. You need to be asked to be recognized, and it's not that time yet, okay? I'm not trying to be rude, but you're just blurting out. If everyone blurted out, would we have a meeting here? So stop, please. I will recognize you when appropriate. Anyone? Dave, we good with the?
Yeah, I think we're in
POCD?
good shape.
Right.
Like Todd said.
All right.
It's been a great process, a lot of involvement from the public and different boards, so.
Okay.
I think we're in good shape.
So with that, I'd like to open it up to the public. Is there anyone here that would like to comment on the adoption of the 2026 POCD
And the supplemental open space.
and this, and the supplemental open space plan?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Commission members, Seve Bovino, planner with Kratzer Jones. I read the proposal, in support of the proposal. However, I have a couple of suggestions. One is on the action sections on page 69 and 102, I would like to be, some language there to be more specific. Everything is general, the way it's described. And I would like if you would consider including that allow two-family structure on 10,000 square feet, as long as they have the appropriate road frontage. And the other suggestion would be to establish an R6 zone, which would allow smaller lots. And the third option also is to allow single-family on smaller existing parcels. There's quite a few parcels, they're smaller than the zoning requirement, and the single-family could be built on, but it doesn't meet the regulations, so they're not getting built. Also, I support the establishment of an implementation committee, so that people from your commission are there to look at this and move forward with the implementation and the action. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak in regards to the POCD and supplemental open space plan?
Perfect.
Is that my time to speak?
If you'd like to speak, please come.
Specifically about the plan.
Specifically about the POCD or the supplemental open space plan?
The open space plan which was referring to.
Mr. Chairman. I think
What is it that you'd like to speak about is what I'm trying to clarify.
I think he just wants to know, he's not aware that there's a business meeting where the vote will
Yeah.
take place. So further down the agenda, there'll be a business meeting. Once all the public hearings are done, then they'll have a separate roll call vote for each item that's presented in the public hearings. So we'll get to that portion after we do the public hearings. Yeah. Yep.
Not right now.
No, you can just wait till the next three items are done, and then we'll hear the votes. Okay? Thank you.
I can speak.
Nope.
What is it you want to speak of? What are you speaking in regards to, sir?
The whole situation.
Regarding the zone
What
change.
situation of what?
Situation.
Right, that's closed.
Yes.
Right, that portion of the meeting's closed, right.
That meeting is closed, sir.
There's separate public hearings for other items.
All right.
Thank you, Mr.
All right. Thank you, Dave. Does anyone see any reason to keep the public hearing open on the adoption of the 2026 Plan of Conservation and Development and the supplemental open space plan? No, hearing none. Item B is closed. Item C, Evira Genazzo subdivision application for two-lot re-subdivision, property located at 152 Williamsburg Drive, Zone R40. This is S number 1345.
I just have it colored up. Where am I going? Storage. It is super slow. There we go.
Come on, Steve.
It's the laptop, I swear to God, it's the laptop.
Seb can come and help you.
He owes me. I've helped him plenty of times. So. Good evening, Mr. Chair and Commission members. For the record, my name is Stephen Judas with the Office of Coal Civil and Survey, located at 876 South Main Street in Plantsville. We're here tonight on behalf of Elvira Janazzo with property located at 152 Williamsburg Drive. This is a 14-acre parcel that the Janazzos developed probably about 20 years ago or so. And at that time, we had come in actually, I don't think we actually had to come before this commission. We just went in for site plan approval and wetland approval, and they constructed their house, which is the property to the east. North is straight up on the map. Since that time, they've contemplating downsizing and selling their home, and they're looking to build another home on the remaining land of that they own, an open field area. So we're proposing to subdivide this into 2 parcels. The existing house would retain its access and frontage on Williamsburg Drive, and the new home would have access on Saddlebrook Path. The property is zoned R40, obviously frontage on Williamsburg and Saddlebrook, and we're proposing really just one additional building lot at this time. It'll be approximately 7.6 acres for the new lot, and the existing house would be 6.8. And the new house would be serviced by public water and public sewers. We've submitted plans, we've received comments from staff, we've addressed those comments, and I believe we're in pretty good shape from a plan revision perspective. Considering the size of the parcels, it's a small development for what's out there. So any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer them at this time.
All right.
Just one quick one.
Go ahead.
Steve, you mentioned that it's on public water, or it's going to be on public water?
Public water. No, wells and public sewers. I apologize.
Gotcha. Okay. And water access is going to come from Saddlebrook?
The water for the new house, yes, will come. No, sewers will come from Saddlebrook.
Water's
It'll be
going to
a
go
well.
from the ground?
It'll be a well, yes.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Confusing me, Caleb.
You got to keep on your toes.
Yeah.
Anyone else with any questions? All right. Seems pretty reasonable and straightforward. With that, if no one here has anything, I'll open up to the public. Is there anyone here that wants to speak in favor of this application? Seeing none. Anyone opposed? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing for S number 1345. Moving on to item D. What? No, I think he's getting ready for the next one.
Okay.
Item D, John Sinise, petition to change zone district boundary from B zone to R12 zone, property located at 215 Flanders. This is ZC number 588. Mr. Judas, the floor is yours again.
Mr. Chair, I have the luxury of handing the floor over to Attorney Ziogas. I'm going to let him get up and start the presentation, and I will hopefully get this map where we need it to be. We need a new laptop.
Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioners. Attorney James Ziogas, 104 Bellevue Avenue in Bristol. I represent the applicant, John Sinise, and this is our request for the approval of a zone change for the property located at 215 Flanders Road. It is approximately 6.3 acres of land, and it is serviced by city sewer and city water. It is currently in the B zone, and we're asking for a zone change to R12. The requested change is consistent with the Town of Southington Plan of Conservation and Development, and it reflects the current land use conditions along Flanders Road and Applegate, and it advances both local and statewide housing objectives. The existing B zone is really no longer appropriate for this area, and it's actually an isolated zone surrounded by residential zones on all sides. The proposed R12 zone is the most appropriate designation for the property. The residential use aligns with the established character of Flanders Road and provides a logical extension of the existing R12 development patterns. Engineering, fire marshals, and utility review confirm that the parcel can safely and adequately is served by existing infrastructure without imposing additional burdens on the public services. Residential use will also allow and reduce potential conflicts associated with commercial development, including traffic, lighting, noise, and hours of operation. The zone change directly supports Southington's long-range planning goals. The POCD encourages infill residential development in areas which are already served by infrastructure of sewer and water. The request change also aligns with the Connecticut broader housing production objectives by enabling appropriate residential growth within the established neighborhood. For these reasons, the proposed zone change from B to R12 represents a logical and beneficial land use adjustment. In looking at your regulations, we noted that under the current or new regulations that were passed in July of this year, that in the current zone that it's located in, the density allowances for planned unit development is 9 units per acre. This is 6.3 acres. The simple math tells you that the potential there is to subdivide this property into 6 or 7 commercial lots, and you could build up to 54 units of residential planned unit developments on this land. What we're proposing is significantly less than that. By changing the zone to R12, our density requirements will then be shrunk to 4 units per acre. So it would go from 9 to 4, reducing by about 60% the number of units that would be allowed in this property. In addition to that, I think that by reducing the number of units, what we can also do is develop the parcel as a whole, and we can better control access to the property to Applegate and to Flanders. If you subdivided this property into 6 or 7 lots, you would end up with 6 or 7 different driveway cuts and things of that nature, which are probably not in the best interest of the other residents living in that area. So for all of those stated reasons, we believe that the zone change to R12 will eliminate this spot zone, effectively is what it is, of B development and make this lot consistent with the other parcels that are adjacent to it in the neighborhood.
Thank you.
Questions?
Anyone? Justin?
Yeah, you mentioned that this, one of the things that makes this essentially a spot zone, you would call it, is that it's a B zone surrounded by residential. However, you're proposing a change to R12?
Yes.
And from what I'm seeing, all of the abutting properties are actually R2025.
I think.
So where did you come up with the R12?
I think the property, I have my zoning map here.
Just to the north, it's R12.
Yeah, there's a parcel directly to the north of us, which is R12, which is the Applegate community. And then the parcel that is to our west is also R12. So there are 2 sections of R12 that are adjacent to us.
That's a cemetery to the west.
Yeah. Oh, that's,
It's
oh,
more
I'm
dense
sorry.
than R12.
It is indeed.
Yeah. In the parcel on Applegate is zoned as designated on the map, which is R20, R25. And then to our south, we do have that as well. So this was basically a choice by the applicant to extend the zone to the north of R12 for this parcel of land.
Thank you.
All set, Justin?
I am indeed. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Just me.
Todd? Caleb, go ahead.
You stole my thunder. I was going to ask the same question, but I had a part 2. So is Applegate a private road?
No,
Or is that
city, it's a city
the
street.
town owns that street? Okay. All right, that was my question. Thank you.
Just the map, just for the benefit of the public, could you, within the area of the circle, the green represents your parcel.
That is correct.
And so to the top, what is that in the yellow?
Steve will give you a better
What is
description.
is there a name on the property?
For the record, Stephen Judas with Cole Civil and Survey, 876 South Main Street in Plantsville. This is the Applegate property. This is an R12 zone.
Okay.
Age-restricted development under your special permit.
Okay, and then to the bottom?
This is an R12 limited, which limits the type of development that can be done in an R12 zone.
Okay.
And then this is R2025, which extends, I believe, Darling Street, the high school, and Annalise.
Okay, and then
this is
the
all
purple is the cemetery.
That's the cemetery. So it is unusual that this piece was zoned business and that the cemetery is zoned business. I'm not sure what the thinking was at the time that that choice was made. But we don't think that a business zone property along this residential street is really in character with the neighborhood.
So to just indulge me for a minute, what would be allowed on that parcel if it were developed according to business?
If it was business, it could be any business use that's permitted in town, from fast food restaurants to banks.
In a residential neighborhood?
In a residential neighborhood, right?
Right.
You could
And
put
how many
office- you could put
different?
an office building there, we could put a repair
Right, so
shop.
it would probably be one or two, it could potentially be subdivided for business,
In a business zone, I think it's a 20,000 square foot zone and 100 feet of frontage. So we have 700 feet of frontage. Conventionally, we could cut it into 7 separate building lots
Okay.
in a business zone.
All right, so all right, thank you, you've answered my question.
Thank you. And Mr. Chairman, I think the important thing to acknowledge is the fact that under a planned use development, 9 units per acre would be allowed in the current zone. And basically, we're going to reduce that by about 60% if the zone change is allowed. So we can really restrict the amount of density that's going to be built on this site with a zone change.
Right.
And I think that should be just caveat there is that is part of the new state regulation that allows residential development in business zones. So that new development option allows 9 units per lot or per acre, I believe. So that's what could go here, but by going to an R12, it brings us into more of a residential type of development. instead of
Right.
And I think a more controlled development as well, in terms of access to the property and the layout of the units on the parcel.
Will there be any affordable component to the development?
As a zone change, it would not. It would not be affordable.
Just had to ask.
Yeah, I hear you.
Go ahead, Justin.
Just, you mentioned that residential would be allowed on business. That is for affordable housing though, correct?
There-
Not any residential?
No, there's two, Mr. Chairman, I can separate that out for you if I may.
Mhm.
So under an 830G it would be, but under the new state Public Act 25-1, you can have the development without the affordable component.
Interesting. Thank you.
And again, 54
Up to 3
units.
stories. Just
Yeah,
saying.
up to 3 stories, that's correct. It's something that we don't think is appropriate for that zone ourselves.
All right. My question is for Vice Chair. Do you feel that this application is in harmony with the POCD?
Oh, I would agree with that, absolutely. Yeah. In fact, they would have one zone that's just an outlier there. Doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense.
All right, thank you.
And just from a applicant standpoint, if I might, we think there may be some more information that we would like to present to the commission. So if a continuance is allowed, we wouldn't mind having this go over to your next meeting as well, in the event that we have some additional material we would like to present.
So are you asking for us to?
For a continuance?
Continuance?
Yes. I don't want to cut off the discussion, but I'm saying before you refer this to your business section for a vote, recognize that we would request a continuance the next
Okay.
month.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, last.
Just one quick question for you, and I know this is for a zone change, so no worries if you haven't gotten this far, but being so close to Applegate there effectively, do you have any preliminary plans to kind of have those areas blend together and make similar, structure?
The plan is no. That's a 55 and over community. This will not be, so we think a separate community structure would be the best way to approach it.
Thank you.
Just as a point of clarification, do you want us to keep the public hearing open, or do you want us to, are you fine if we close the public hearing but don't act on it in the
Well,
business
if-
meeting?
If you close the public hearing, then we can't make any further presentation,
all
so
right.
we would ask that you
Well,
keep it
all right,
open.
that's just making sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, can I ask Dave a follow-up
Um,
question?
go
Can I ask
ahead.
Dave a follow-up question?
Dave?
So the new legislation, and I apologize that I'm kind of very rough on this, but is it as of right if somebody has it in a business zone that they could, without, like, kind of like an 830G, you kind of ram it down our throat? Is it the same kind of thing?
There's a new word out there, or 2 words, it's summary review. So they have to come in for a site plan, but there's no variances, there's no special permits. They could come in, if it meets the standards, it has to meet the setbacks and lot coverage.
Yeah.
And there's, am I
Believe
cor-
me, this is raising havoc all over the state. At least some communities have addressed the legislation. Many of the smaller communities have not, and they are getting it rammed down their throats.
Dave, am I correct that there's no public notification required either?
Right, yeah, it's just site plan, standard site plan.
Yeah, so, okay.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so with that, we're going to move off of item D, but we're going to keep the public hearing open. What's
Do you
that?
want to hear from anyone?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Getting ahead of myself. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor of this application? Seeing none, is there anyone that wants to speak in opposition to this application?
You can host it if you want.
Jeff Smith, I'm at 32 Applegate. I'm the first house on Applegate, so there's a 55 community and there's a series of 5 or 6 houses, which I'm the first house, so
Okay.
I would be directly affected by this in terms of privacy. I know a lot of people, the theme was wildlife, which I totally agree with. You know, I have kids, pets. I've seen foxes, there's bears in there. Obviously, the wildlife has nowhere to go. It's an issue for our house. The privacy is nice. I look out, I have a nice wooded area in the fall. It's beautiful with the foliage. I understand they're saying that it's currently business. I can't imagine commercial going there personally. It's a residential area. I can't imagine businesses going in there. Obviously, myself and I think other neighbors in our neighborhood would like to just keep it private. And I'm sure you've all heard this before. I guess one last point I would make is, you know, we build so much in this town. It'd be nice to keep some land separate and not build on every parcel of land.
I understand your concerns, but again, we don't own the property, you don't own the property. It's hard for us to dictate what
I
a
understand, but
person
it's a public
can and
hearing,
cannot
right? And
do.
We're voicing our opinion.
Right, understood.
You know, I'm
I
in the
just wanted to
community.
give you a counterpoint there to that.
Understood, okay.
Okay,
All right,
thank you. All right, so is there anyone else? Go ahead, sir.
My name is Rohan, with 44 Applegate, directly in front of the proposed lot over here. I'm Jeff's neighbor, actually. Had a question before this. So the way the plan has been developed, like our houses with 34 and 44, they seem to be clubbed with the 55 residential property out over there, but not along the line over here. So it's really hard to understand how the property is going to get developed as well. So that is first point of clarification. The other thing is we love the wildlife, we love the privacy out over there. We understand that, okay, it's not your land, it's not our land itself. So it is going to happen what it is. But in terms of overall, the traffic that is going to come with this community as well that is being developed, what is the size of the road going to be? How are we going to be developing all of that one? There is no clarity in terms of how this overall structure would get built. Plus, the other thing is the topography of the place as well. Houses going up and down over there with that. It's a little bit of a nuisance when others coming down the so-called or quote-unquote a private road itself, horns blaring at night as well. With this being developed a little bit, not sure how that privacy and how that piece is going to be maintained around in that community as well. So would like to understand a little bit more on that one.
So what I can offer to you is that this is simply the zone change process, which will give them the ability and to create a site plan.
Okay.
Which at that point, it will be back before this commission.
Okay.
And at that point, you would have the opportunity to speak again, to express concerns that were very specific to the development and to your property boundaries, so to speak. And so there will be input, and I will let the developer speak to your question one more time before we're done, but this is kind of the first step, and the second step would be the site plan, in which everything that they propose at that point is what they would be required to do, and the town would have oversight and the ability to comment and change, question, enforce everything that's important for a subdivision.
Okay, appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Right, thank you. Steve, did you have anything further to add for his concerns?
Not too much. I mean, right now, this is our first step. If the commission decides that they don't like this, then we pursue options for the business zone property.
Right.
If the commission decides that they're in favor of this change, then we would come back. You know, I don't think I'm speaking out of turn, but we would come back with a proposal, an SPU proposal with a public hearing and a site plan to pursue the multifamily housing on this parcel.
Understood. I just wanted to give you an opportunity to respond to the gentleman's comments.
And I would just add to that, Mr. Chairman, that there will be no new public roads being built for this development. It'll be all private. It'll all be internal circulation, so that we think that's the best way to address the traffic concerns. If we left it as the current zone, as I said, you would probably end up subdividing this property and creating more driveway cuts on Applegate, which would mean more traffic directly onto Applegate as opposed to Flanders. So I think in the big picture, this zone change makes a lot of sense.
Thank you, sir.
Can I ask one question for consideration for next time?
What's that?
Can I ask one more question?
Go ahead.
Thanks. So I'm just throwing it out there. I know we're going to leave the public hearing open, something to mull about maybe. You know, our folks here are from Applegate, and we talked about that's an R2025. Would you consider this in an R2025 instead of an R12? You don't have to answer it right now.
Okay.
Think about it over the week.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So seeing no more questions or comments, we're going to keep this public hearing open, and we're going to move on to item E, Lovely Development, Inc., proposed modification of special permit application to add one additional unit, total 24 units on the parcel, property located at 207 Lazy Lane. This is Zone R 2025, and this is SPU number 707.1.
Excuse me, Chair.
I wanted an answer on what you were just talking about.
I gave multiple opportunities for you to speak,
I had
sir.
to run to the bathroom and I came back in late.
You can ask next time. It's still a
You
public
can,
hearing.
the public hearing is open. We've already, I'm sorry, sir, we've moved on.
Don't let them, don't give it to them. There's too much traffic.
Mr. Chairman and Commission members, again, for the record, Stephen Judas with the Office of Cole Civil and Survey, 876 South Main Street in Plantsville, for the record.
Steve, hold on a sec. Just let's.
We'll just let them clear out. Thanks.
Okay.
So I'm here tonight on behalf of Lovely Development. This was an RZ zone on Lazy Lane that we had come before this commission probably about a year and a half ago at 207 Lazy Lane. I believe it was named the Nature Estates when we came in with it under Hollis Realty. And we had proposed 23 units of 55-plus housing with affordable component of part of this. Mr. Lovely purchased this property and proposed a slightly different unit. So we were able to kind of jockey things around and propose one additional unit. This parcel, per the regulation, would allow up to 37 units, but our proposal was for 23, and now we're proposing 24. So it is a modification of the original special permit and site plan. The unit fits right in, as you can see from the original. At one point, we talked about extending a road into this other parcel, so there was some additional land here as well. As you know, we came in with a proposed subdivision on this piece, so that kind of went by the wayside and left us some additional space. This unit would be, just like all the others, would be serviced by public water and public sewer within our proposed access road that comes up here and loops around and goes back out. This site had buffers surrounding it and some outdoor amenities, gazebos, garden area, and I think some bocce courts were part of that proposal. We did receive staff comments. We addressed those comments with responses and revised plans. And we're here tonight to answer any questions that you might have for the public. I do have, Mark did give me a sample unit, just so you guys can kind of see what his units look like. Very attractive, well thought out plan for 55 plus. 3 bedrooms on 1 floor is a good size unit. And Mark's here as well. I think he wants to say a few words.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, fellow commissioners. Mark Lovely, President of Lovely Development, with offices at 710 Main Street, Plantsville. When we purchased this property from the Hollis Realty, some of the units that they had proposed for the homes were not the best style units. And these are the units that we've done in Kingsridge, Muirfield, and Braemere Estates, which are on Pacer Lane, South End Road, and the new ones we're doing off of Marion Avenue right now. The houses are a little bit skinnier than what was proposed, so that was the reasoning for being able to fit the extra unit. As Steve said, at the 7.51 acres per that arch zone, we could have 37 units here. With this unit, we're only adding one more, which is a 24. The open space area does not change at all, which is still 29% of the development. Roadways have not changed at all, and the setbacks for the homes and everything are all the same that's in the regulations. This is the parcel also that I was talking about before, where the neighbor had gone onto our property, and we went up with Dave and looked at and put some fencing up and stuff like that as a buffer to be contiguous to the neighbors to make it look a little bit better too.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Any members of the commission have any questions?
I have one.
Go ahead, Dennis.
So I'm assuming the enforcement for the 55 and over is the same as on the other project you proposed earlier?
100% correct. Yep, same type of condo docs and same type of affordable component language that goes in there too. Big component on these developments that when you do sell later on, when they have to go through the affordable requirements to sell to the next buyer too, for the affordable homes that are in the development too, which is great.
So the buyer needs to go through the association to make sure their age.
100% correct.
Perfect.
Yep. And it's called a resale certificate that we have as part of our packet that they issue to them. And they usually check their licenses to make sure they are 55 and up also, and there's no kids.
Under the age of 18.
Exactly. Yep.
Good, Dennis.
Yep, thank you.
Todd?
Just one quick question
Yeah.
for you. So looking at the plan here, effectively, I think you said you were able to get this extra house because you kind of slimmed down the other houses to be able to accommodate this extra space. This wasn't taking away from like green space or anything like that? Or?
Nope, green space is exactly, we have a little bit more green space than we did before by doing this because the footprints of the other ones were a lot longer.
Yeah.
So what happens is they took up a little bit more space. These homes right here, people love them that I build them because there's only about 28 square feet of hallway in there. So these houses are actually the same size as the other ones, just a smaller footprint because there's not as much wasted space.
Got it, okay. Thank you.
Kat, did I see your hand go up?
Yeah, you did.
Go ahead.
Hi, Mr.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I'm assuming that there's gonna be an access road down here to Lazy Lane towards the south, or is there already one there?
That's already one there. That's our entranceway that comes into the development.
Okay. Are you thinking about building sidewalks along that, or?
We actually are gonna come in, there's a culvert that's in the front, that we are going to actually come in. We talked to Dave about it and met and went over the grading there. There's no, sidewalks to the east or sidewalks to the west, so we're gonna come in and, come in with a waiver to be able to have you guys, do fee in lieu of it, because there's no sidewalks on each side. And the reasoning, because there's a culvert that it would just drop right off into. Yep.
I'm all set. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Anyone? All right, so just, I know you said it, but you would be allowed as many as 37 units, but you're proposing 24.
Exactly, yes.
Okay. Same open space, all setback requirements are met.
Yep.
All right.
Exactly.
That's it for me. Thank you. Is there anyone, any commission members with anything else? We're all set? Okay. Is there anyone from the public here that wishes to speak in favor of this application? Seeing none, is there anyone here who wishes to speak in opposition to this application? Okay, seeing none. Gentlemen, you're all set?
Yes, thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you. So with that, I'm going to close SPU 707.1. Everybody good? We ready to move into the business meeting? All right. Let's get the lights on. All right. With that, business meeting is now in session. Item A, Lovely Development, Inc., petition to change a zoning district boundary from R2025 zone to RZ, property located at 310 Buckland Street. This is ZZ number 587. Any discussion?
I'll start us off. So, we heard a lot from the public today about this. The things that I think stuck out to me most, though, were the fact that while it is on a slight elevation, as the applicant said, I think that if and when, and really the answer is when, this is developed, if it's not in the arch zone, under the proposed plans that we're seeing now with a one-story, the folks that live in the area are gonna have a much more intrusive backdrop to their house than just the tops of houses. They're gonna see an extra 15 feet of house behind them. And I mean, ultimately, nobody wants to see woods go away, but we have to look at the reality that this, one way or another, it's gonna get developed. And I can't, and Mr. Chair, I think that you were spot on by, reminding the public that, we don't own the property. The property owner has his constitutional right to develop that property. All we can do is listen to the public, hear what their concerns are, and try to craft our decision based on, what we can best do to have the less intrusive development that's gonna happen. And so that's, without saying where I'm going to go, that's where I'm going to go.
All right. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll follow up on what Caleb said, I think. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk lately about affordability and taxes and additional housing for seniors that includes affordability component and whatnot. To Caleb's point, this property is privately owned. It's going to be developed one way or the other. They spoke to, the options of having single-family homes versus duplexes, and, some of the tax implications there, as well as, the Arch Z component, which satisfies some of the, old elderly housing in town, or 50-plus, housing in town, which is, largely aligned with some of our POCD materials. So that's all I'll say about that.
Thank you. Anyone else? Justin?
Question first, just because, I am relatively new to this commission. Would I be able to make a statement prior to my vote, or would any statement or discussion have to come right now?
Dave?
I'll defer
defer to the town attorney on that.
Yeah, I think your comments would need to be made now before it's voted on.
These people- I'm in favor of the age-restricted housing. I've seen a lot of lovely development properties. I think they're nice properties. However, without saying which way I'm going to go, I think it's very important to take into consideration comments from people who live next to the property that is going to be developed. I would say that there's a very real possibility that what would go in there without the zone change is less desirable, but it is also very important to take into consideration the comments and feelings of those around the property. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? So what I'll just offer is that we constantly hear, as elected members of this board, that we don't want to see development. We don't want our taxes to go up, not in my backyard. I mean, it's kind of the same thing, and it's difficult. We have to look at these, and we have to listen, and we have to try to do what we feel is in the best interests of the residents of the town, as well as the town itself. A development like this, if it was a standard development, would be 3 homes, which would add burden to the school system. It would also create a town-maintained road. The Arch Zone fits a need for seniors in town. It's a guarantee there will be no added students to our schools, and the tax income will be high, and it's an association-maintained road, all which are positives to the town. So with that, I'm going to be looking for a motion to approve application ZZ 587.
I'll make a motion to approve application ZC number 587.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Caleb with a second, I'm sorry. Sound bounces weird for me. So with that, Dave, can you please call the roll?
Sure. Commissioner McGuire?
No.
Commissioner Locks?
Yes.
Commissioner Coles?
Yes.
Commissioner Bougie?
Yes.
Commissioner Fode?
Yes.
Vice Chair Chaplinsky?
Yes.
And Chair Walowski.
Walowski's a yes, motion carries. Item B, adoption of the 2026 Plan of Conservation and Development and Supplemental Open Space Plan. Any discussion? Kat?
Just that, Todd, I think you did a wonderful job. You
Thank
and
you.
the committee did a wonderful job, and thank you very much for spearheading that effort.
Absolutely.
I'll second that.
Thank you. I just wanted to make one comment, just say thank you to the team. I know I said it once before at the town council meeting, but it was really a spectacular team. We worked very well across the aisle from each other, we'll say. Caleb specifically. Very much appreciate all of your help, so.
All right. With that, Dave, can you call the roll?
Need a motion?
Oh, yeah. I'll make a motion to
Oh,
approve
motion
adoption.
first.
Yeah, make a motion to approve adoption of the 2026 Plan of Conservation and Development and Supplemental Open Space Plan.
I'll second.
Bougie, we'll give Bougie the second.
Gotta be quicker. Commissioner McGuire?
Yes.
Commissioner Locks?
Yes.
Commissioner Coles?
Yes.
Commissioner Bougie?
Yes.
Commissioner Fode?
Yes.
Vice Chair Chaplinsky?
Yes.
And Chair Walowski.
Walowski's a yes, motion carries unanimous, 7-0. Let me count. We have 7, all right. My math has been bad in this room. Item C, Elvira Genazzo subdivision application for 2-lot re-subdivision, property located at 152 Williamsburg Drive, Zone R40. This is S number 1345.
I'd like to make a motion to approve S1345.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
They wanted a table.
Oh, no, not
No,
them.
they didn't.
Oh, wait. Never mind, that's right.
We're good.
Caleb with a motion, Sue with a second. Okay. Dave, can you call the roll, please?
Commissioner McGuire?
Yes.
Commissioner Locks?
Yes.
Commissioner Coles?
Yes.
Commissioner Bougie?
Yes.
Commissioner Fode?
Yes.
Vice Chair Chaplinsky?
Yes.
And Chair Walowski.
Walowski's a yes, motion carries. Item D, do we need a motion for a table, or to keep this open, or to just table the business portion?
You can do a voice vote for the table, since it was.
Okay, all right, we're gonna,
Motion to table?
motion to table?
Yep. ZC 588.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Item E, Lovely Development, Inc., proposed modification of special permit application to add one additional unit, total of 24 units on the parcel, property located at 207 Lazy Lane, Zone R 2025. This is SPU 707.1. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve item SPU number 707.1.
We have a motion, a second?
Second?
We have a second?
Yep, Zach.
With Zach. All right. Commissioner Fode with a second. Dave, can you call the roll, please?
Commissioner McGuire,
Yes.
Commissioner Locks,
Yes.
Commissioner Coles,
Yes?
Commissioner Bougie,
Yes.
Commissioner Fode,
Yes.
Vice Chair Chaplinsky,
Yes.
and Chair Welowski.
Woloski's a yes. Motion carries. Item F, Lovely Development, Inc., proposed site plan modification to add one additional unit, total of 24 units on the parcel, property located at 207 Lazy Lane, Zone R 2025. This is SPR number 1891.1. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve item SPR number 1891.1.
Second?
Second.
Bougie with a second. Thank you. Dave, can you call the roll?
Commissioner McGuire,
Yes.
Commissioner Locks,
Yes.
Commissioner Coles,
Yes?
Commissioner Bougie,
Yes.
Commissioner Fode,
Yes.
Vice Chair Chaplinsky,
Yes.
and Chair Welowski.
Woloski's a yes. Motion carries. Item G, release of $4,809 erosion and sedimentation bond, 200 Town Line Road. This is SPR 1898. Ready for action?
Yes.
You've been waiting to say that.
I've been practicing.
Okay. Roll or voice vote?
I think a voice vote's fine.
All right. Do we have a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve SPR number 1898.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Locks with a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item H, release of $15,250 erosion and sedimentation bond at 45 Copper Ridge. This is EE number 146. Ready for action?
Yes.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve item EE number 146.
Second?
Second.
Commissioner Locks with a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Dave, administrative items?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, can we go back up to the top for approval of minutes?
Did we forget that? Okay. Gosh, this is kind of a rookie operation here. Okay. I'm looking for a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of June 16th, 2026.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Locks with a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. All right, item 13, receipt of new applications and items to schedule for public hearing.
Nothing, Mr. Chairman.
Nothing at this time. All right, our next meeting is August 18th, I think. Is that correct? 18th. All right, everyone enjoy their summer, or what's left of it. It seems to be racing by. Looking for a motion to adjourn, Commissioner
I'll make a
Coles.
motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.